Merry Christmas, everyone. It's Helen. Actually, it's the day after Christmas, but I figured we could celebrate a week for the Lord. I mean, we do have our birthday months. Jesus at least deserves a week, if not more. I'm sitting up here in my office and my back is hurting. That's why I'm rubbing it out. It's just like, holy smokes. I've been sitting in this chair for too long now. I've tried to make this video a couple times, but people will either A, call me, or B, I think the wind just took out, I don't know, the internet connection or something, because I was making a video and it was like blank. And I'm like, what? What just happened there? So, anyways, you never know what's going on out there right now. However, here we are. We're making the video, which I'm excited about. I'm up here writing my book. So that's been interesting. My son said it's going to take me 10 years or longer to write it because I'm only doing one paragraph at a time. It could. It really could take me that long. Let's hope it doesn't. I'm thinking more like 3, Godspeed. But I mean, there's no telling. It's good though. I mean, you have to go back, you have to read it and revamp it, and I'm gonna have to add, and I have to have somebody edit it and do all sorts of stuff. So we've got a ways to go, guys. But as long as I get a paragraph or 2 in a day, I think I'm doing really good. God's got it. God's got it in His hands, and it's been kind of a nice little break to be up here, just kind of chilling out because, the last few days, it's like being the holidays and stuff, you are literally on top of each other with family, like all day. And that's been great. But, we've played a lot of cards, a lot of board games. We have eaten more food. I don't know that I can possibly stuff another morsel into my stomach because we've had prime ribs and desserts and tacos and quesos and chips and drinks, you name it, we've had it, and it's been delicious. However, I can really see why people go on diets for their New Year's resolutions. I get it. I'm not really a diet person per se. With the new year being around, I would like to eat healthier. I always want to be healthy, and sorry, this is so bright, guys. The weird lighting. I want to be healthy and stuff. However, I don't know. I just think cut back and portion control it. We'll see. My coffee shop, it's funny because it is the slowest time of year for me every year, every January and February consecutively. It has been for the last 15 years because what's coming are 3 things, okay? 1, everyone's on a diet. Everyone has overdid it, just like I did. They've overdone it, just completely 100%. They're just like, I can't do it another second. I'm dieting. I'm losing 15 pounds, 20 pounds, 50 pounds. They're motivated. So people have gotten their gym memberships. The exciting thing is with coffee shops now is we do have the coconut milk, the almond milk. We can do the keto-friendly stuff. So, I mean, that kind of helps with that. However, people who are being strict about it, they're like, nope, we're not coming. So you got about a month or 2 where people are diehards. They're like, we're not doing it. And they don't, and they do good. So I'm very excited for them people. And then the second thing is guys, we're broke. That's what happened. Everybody overspent again. Nobody was going to, and we all did. Almost. I mean, there are some people who have that self-control, which I love. This year I wasn't going to go overboard, but I ended up going a little bit overboard. I didn't go in debt, so that's good. But I really had some strong convictions about it. I was just like, I don't want to overspend. I don't want to. Everyone's getting one gift, and that's where I kind of lose myself. It's like, oh, and here's a couple more, and a couple little more, and so it's just like, but it's so easy to do, and I'm just like, next year. There's next year because I mean it. It's like this has, I have a pure heart. I love to give. I love to give. Even when people give me things, I end up giving it away, honestly, some of the time. And not because I want to be an Indian giver, just because that's how much I love to give. It's just like, oh, I'll just give it away. And but it can get a little out of control. It can get a lot out of control. So I just think everybody has spent all their money. So it's just like, where are we going to cut? We're going to cut on coffee. And then they tell their husbands, and their husbands think it's a great idea. And they're like, hey, I'm not going to go to the local coffee shop and spend $50 a week. And so everybody's on board, just kind of helping each other feel better for a while. So that's the second reason we slow down. Third, last but not least, is people have went and got themselves one of those little at-home espresso machines. Yeah, they did. They got the fancy coffee pots. They got the espresso machines. It sounded good. It tasted good over Christmas break when they had the time to make their own lattes and to clean their own machines and do all that. But then all of a sudden it becomes a burden. They're like, I don't want to clean the machine. I don't want to make my own cup of coffee. And it doesn't taste the same. So eventually they start coming to see their local barista again. But this all transpires over a couple of months, and hopefully the diet, that's why I don't know about diet so much. I feel like it really needs to be lifestyle. Like if you say like, hey, I want to do this as a lifestyle plan, then that makes a little more sense to me than diets, because diets, they're short term and they're quick results. However, I feel like sometimes for anything lasting, it has to be more of a lifestyle. But I don't know. Anyways, it's always a good start, and it's good to start somewhere. So I'm all for it. Yes, cut back and walk and exercise, gym membership, all of that. So good. That's all good stuff. So that's been awesome, and I just feel like for us, it's just we've had such a blessed year this year. I was like reflecting on some of the things that took place over 2020. I know everyone's like 2020, and 2020 has been a lot. I mean, literally, if you really stop and reflect on what's happened in 2020, it's been insane. But I decided to focus on some of the positive things that have happened in 2020 over the last few days while I was thanking the Lord, and I just wanted to thank Him for healing me from COVID and for healing my family from COVID, and also like we were in a Hurricane Delta, in the heart of it. And for us, it was supposed to be a Cat 4. It only came in as a Cat 2. However, it was like an experience I do not ever want to go through again, because we were on the little island of the Yucatan Peninsula when it came barreling in, not knowing what was going to happen. So for us, just the fact that God got us here and He kept us safe and He protected us, He knew His hand was there, and He's just not finished with us yet. So just being really grateful for some of those things. And we got a new house this year, and just lots of blessings. We're all here, we're all strong, we're all healthy, we have a roof over our heads, we have clean water, and like I just mentioned, we have food. So yes, we had a lot of food. And so I'm just really like looking forward to seeing what God's going to do in 2021. I believe He is positioning people. I think He's positioning people where He wants them. He's doing something big, and anybody who's willing to look to Him and call out to Him and say, hey, use me, He's going to use you. Like, it may not feel good. Some people may have other assignments where it's going to be fantastic. He's going to, continue to like raise people up and do great things in people's lives. However, others may be called to do things that won't be so easy. So, but I believe He's positioning His children all around to do His work and to testify of His goodness and to talk about His Son and to, make a difference in this world right now, because as we see that everything is really spiraling, and this is the time where I think He wants to call up His warriors. Whether you're a prayer warrior or you're a soldier, or you're a teacher, or you're a nurse, or you're a doctor, or you're a person just like me, and you're just out there just wanting to testify and do good and do the will of the Lord. I mean, He will use you. So I'm really excited to see like what 2021 brings for us. And I'm just really looking forward to it. And so, anyways, let me see if there's anything else that I wanted to talk about. We talked about New Year's resolutions. We talked about food. We talked about gifts. And that's really all I have for you right now. Hopefully, I can make a video for you guys when it's actually daylight out one of these days, because now it's already dark. It's like the day completely blazed by. But I really hope that everybody had a wonderful Christmas, and I hope that you have a wonderful week. There were so many people who took off last week going into the holiday, and there's a lot of people who are taking off next week going into the holiday again, and so that just makes me just as happy. I worked a few days last week, and I'll be working a few days next week, but I'll take off New Year's Eve and New Year's Day too, because I need that funny thing called money. I don't get the luxury of taking it off. That has snuck up on me in the past. And then in the month of January, your taxes are due. And again, like I said, people aren't coming through. And so I've had to learn some hard lessons. It's like, Helen, you don't get to take 2 weeks off, not during the holiday season. And I just hope that everybody really enjoyed their time with their family. I know Christmas looked different this year for everybody. People weren't getting to travel as much, and people weren't getting to have as big of gatherings, and just our normalcy, our normal holiday tradition. But hopefully you guys were able to make some new holiday traditions. I know we're starting to get sort of used to that, because we've had to do birthdays like that and Thanksgivings like that, and now Christmas like that. So I think we're starting to get more into that groove. I had a lot of people coming through the coffee shop over the past month, and the stress level was kind of down, which was awesome, because I've seen a lot of everything from March on, from fear to anxiety to stress to anger. And I wasn't sure what to expect with people and going into Christmas. And they were actually doing okay. You know, people were kind of just like, hey, I'm not going to travel, or I'm not going to spend as much this year. I've already told the kids, and, you know, it's just going to be, you know, our family and stuff. So it was just kind of cool. And it was just refreshing to see people just kind of just embracing it. Like, here's where we're at. I'm going to be thankful. I'm going to be grateful. You know, it's funny, I think, with a lot of the tension rising too, just with, you know, I think politics and all the stress with, you know, the COVID and everything, families are kind of doing this too. You know, I noticed, I heard a lot of the same story. There was a theme this year, everybody. And I don't know if you have heard the same theme or if you're even experiencing it, but it was a lot of people saying, like, I don't want to even go to my family's house for the holidays. And so I do want to pray for people in that situation, because I think we have gotten a little off course, because I feel like holidays should be, we know, peace and joy and happiness and fun and, you know, rejoicing together and just being grateful and stuff. And I think sometimes that can be the case, but I don't know if just the, I guess, the atmosphere we're in today with, like I just said, the politics and the stress and just anger that some people are feeling, because I talk to so many people who were like, I don't want to go to my families, you know, I don't want to deal with my mother. I don't want to go over there and be with my sisters and my brothers, and this person's bringing a new spouse into the house, and, you know, I mean, there was everything that you can imagine. And that's the one thing that did kind of catch me off guard. I was just like, wow, there's a theme here. People aren't wanting to go to their families, and they're really dreading it, and they're having anxiety about it, and they're trying to think of ways to not go or to not have people over, and, you know, and so I'm just like, where is that coming from? So we just need to pray that one off, because wouldn't it be like the enemy to take something like Christmas that's supposed to be so beautiful, about our Lord, about the day he was born, or Thanksgiving, a day that we're supposed to be grateful and thankful, and then turn it into a stress and turn it into a time of anxiety and a time of people feeling insecure, and, you know, leave it to the enemy to come in and just start just, you know, doing that to people, and then people just feeding off of that, because that's not what it should be. Family should be love and kind and joy and peace, and we should be wanting to go over there, not trying to avoid them or wondering, how am I going to get out of there? Or, you know, that's definitely not a good thing. You know, I even had people saying, like, they were just going to get in their car and travel. They were going to get out of here. They couldn't handle their family. They were just going to go somewhere, stay in a hotel. They were going to, you know, leave town. Just so people who were just going to go do their own thing, because they just couldn't do it this year. They just absolutely couldn't do it this year. So I don't know where a lot of that is coming from, but yes, let's just pray for everybody, just, you know, for God to come in like he can only come in, and he can fill us with love and forgiveness and help us to get rid of the spirit of bitterness and anger and pride and ego. You know, I always try to pray that out of our home as well, because that, I think that spirit likes to kind of come in here and, you know, just stir up strife and bitterness and anger, and people are just so resentful and just holding that. So I just think, let's just pray it off. Even if you start feeling that way, just say, you know what, in the name of Jesus, get out of here, spirit of strife, or whatever, it's jealousy, or, you know, whatever that spirit may be, because it's just like, you can feel it and you know it's there. And like I said, even though I felt a real calm with people coming through, like just content with the fact, like, hey, we're not going to be able to do this or do that, you know, as far as like by and like certain types of norms, I also seen a different type of thing lingering around, where that's a lot of people are just not having it with their families. So let's just pray for them to come together and not be divided. And that's all I have today. So anyways, everyone, thanks for tuning in. I'm glad I got to make a video with no distractions. Well, very little. I hope that you have an amazing rest of the weekend, and I will make a video after New Year's. All right, guys, I will see you in 2021. Have a great week. Bye.